4 weeks, 4 guests, and 4 incredible entrepreneurial stories. Each one has built a successful business, and every one of them has roots in the ClickFunnels world. Different backgrounds, different journeys, but unique lessons from building real online businesses. And we'll be diving deep into how ClickFunnels has helped power their growth, the strategies, the struggles, and wins behind the scenes. These are real entrepreneurs sharing what actually works. And join us tonight as we talk with entrepreneurs powered by ClickFunnels and hear their stories behind their success on tonight's special episode of Pitch Practice,
The
show. And my name is Mark, and I'm the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. I teach the newest art and science of funnel building to help content creators sell other people's stuff.
Brandon here, your Chief Business Strategist with Brand On Growth Lab, helping you take that brand to the next level in your local market and also fixing those leaky marketing plumbing pipes. So you never miss a lead and you're always staying busy.
Brandon,
So
what a week it's been.
It's been a week. Last night was not fun. I had to chase my dog at 3 a.m. So I might be dragging a little bit, but I will do my best to keep the energy up as much as possible because we got an amazing guest tonight, and I'm super excited to chat with him. And if you haven't seen or heard of him, well, you're going to get a fantastic introduction here in a minute. You're going to set this interview on fire tonight.
Fire. Yes. Yeah. So I think this week's been pretty cool. I think we both were there for that big major announcement. Just Russell had the big announcement that we had kind of been anticipating. So now we do know that there is going to be another Funnel Hacking Live this year. I think we already knew it though, right, Brandon? I think we already knew.
I mean, when he talked about Madison Square Garden, when he said it was going to be it, it'd probably take a couple years for him to get that booked. I was kind of hoping for that, but kind of threw a curveball on Tuesday and decided to scale down a little bit. And he, I think he kind of went the path of Cardone, so to speak. When Cardone did the massive stadium deal, it's like you can't 10x that, right? And every year ClickFunnels has been kind of growing. And I think Cardone's last Growth Con, it was like 5,000 people compared to like the 12 or 15 that he had before, at least the year that I went, right before COVID happened. So I think it's kind of par for the course. This next convention is going to be a little bit smaller, more intimate, theater style, which is kind of crazy. And because of the anticipation and so many people wanting to get in there, it's probably going to be sold out by Friday. Because I think with all the people that are in Inner Circle over the years who snatched up a whole bunch of tickets to the prime movers, you got the funnel builder certification people, only got 2,500, and I know there's at least 1,000 in FBCC and prime mover. So, what's going to be left?
Yeah. They may be going on the black market on.
They might. I thought about it myself.
Resale market. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, without further ado, we do want to get into our special guest. He is behind the scenes, so you got to give us a hashtag where you're watching from down in the comments, and we will go ahead and get him introduced because tonight's special guest is a serial entrepreneur. He's a digital marketing expert who has helped thousands of entrepreneurs launch businesses. He's a 3-time ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club and an 8-figure award winner. He's been featured in Entrepreneur, Thrive Global, and ABC News. But his career has not been without adversity, and it includes 4 failed startups before he found success. But since then, he's helped generate over $34 million in online sales and taught thousands of entrepreneurs how to launch high converting sales funnels and build real profitable businesses fast. Today, he is the co-founder of Rocketeer, which is a cutting edge ad software that empowers entrepreneurs worldwide to launch and manage winning campaigns with ease. Help us welcome to the stage, Mr. Blake Nubar.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Hope all is well.
What's up, Blake?
What's going on? Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time.
Yes. Oh man, I can't appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with us and share your story with the audience that's out here listening. I know you are one of the Clickfunnels OGs, but for all of those out there that are watching us tonight, who is Blake Nubar?
Sure. Yeah. So I got started online. Almost a decade ago now. I've been with ClickFunnels from like basically day one when they first got started. I used to work the 9-to-5 traditional route, got kind of fed up with it to a certain extent, found ClickFunnels, and basically just took a career path of trying to help other online entrepreneurs or other people find success online, launching and managing their own funnels, their own ads, things like that. So on a day-to-day basis, that's what we do. We're working on a new software now called Rocketeer, which is our main flagship idea now to help people on a whole new level. And the rest is history. So traditional 9-to-5er, found entrepreneurship, and never looked back.
Nice. What's been the biggest shortcut to developing that philosophy of breaking free of that 9-to-5 and going all in?
I mean, probably the biggest shortcut ever is just take action on something. Like, I think the biggest thing that holds us all back is that we hesitate a lot. We procrastinate because of, when I got started, like, you don't want to make any wrong moves, but the wrong move is not making a move. So, it's business, right? There's no like true shortcut in business. The shortcut, the long, hard road is the shortcut because everyone's looking for a shortcut. So when you kind of adopt the philosophy that it's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging, you're going to go through the rock tumbler. That is your shortcut. That is the thing that most people will not do. They'll keep looking for the hack or the trick or the, something to cut the corners with. And they'll keep finding themselves in this vicious cycle where they just can't get ahead. So adopting a philosophy, knowing that it's going to be kind of a treacherous journey, but it's also going to be fun at the same time, is the way to find success faster than anyone. Because let's be honest, most people are looking for that hack or that shortcut, right? That's what keeps things. A lot of the reason for that is because that's what gives most people the ability to stomach doing something as psychotic as becoming an entrepreneur. So, it's the long, treacherous journey that is the fastest path to financial freedom. So I would say that's the number one hack, is the antithesis of what people think. It's not the shortcut, it's going the long way.
Right. What made you take that psychotic route?
Yeah, I mean, being an idiot. I wouldn't recommend this career on anyone. I mean, you got to be borderline sociopathic to be an entrepreneur. It's a crazy endeavor, right? Like it's extremely rewarding, but at the same time, I mean, I don't blame anyone that doesn't want to do it, because it's kind of an insane thing to sign up for. Like, you could be working, your entire life on years on something, and there's a good chance it's not going to work out. And to pitch that idea to someone is, you got to be, it's psychotic to want to raise your hand and sign up to it. But if you do have kind of like the grit to do it, it's the most rewarding thing ever, because it's going to give you something that, working for someone just can't get you. So that's kind of what it was for me, knowing that, hey, like if I do try this stuff out, the worst thing that can happen is I'll just go back to doing what I was doing, which wasn't really a penalty at all. So if failing at being an entrepreneur, and failing meaning like, let's just say I'm like, I'm giving up, I'm not doing this career anymore. If failing, the lowest common denominator of failing at being this was just going back to what I was already doing, then to me, there was essentially no risk. The risk was staying in the 9 to 5. That to me was the risky situation, because at any given moment, I've seen friends, I've seen family, they lose their jobs without any notice at all. Like, to me, that's the risky situation. So if knowing that was the worst case situation seemed like a no brainer to at least attempt it. And then knowing that, it's going to suck for a good amount of time. But if you stay with something long enough and you refuse to quit, you will find success. That's a 100% guarantee to at least in our book, right? If you just do not give up on something that you do believe in, and you did all your homework, and it does prove to be something that you can become really good at and make work, like, it's going to have success. It's just a matter of when. So that's what made me take the leap of faith, was knowing that the fallback was not really anything scary. It was just doing what I was already doing from the get.
Nice. And so you started nearly a decade ago. ClickFunnels was just a fledgling software. It had its bumps in the roads. What made you choose that over anything that was already out in the market? And what was that first offer that really put you on that path to know that you made the right decision to quit?
Yeah, so
your 9 to 5.
Yeah, I was working. So the company I was working for, it was a fitness supplement and education company. Basically, it was two divisions. One division was they made fitness supplements, right? Sell them out of GNC and Vitamin Shop, online, things like that, direct consumer. And then the other side was where I worked on, which was like the education. So if you want to become a personal trainer for like a gym, you have to be certified. You have to take some type of certification, and then you can be a personal trainer. So we were creating those certifications. We were working on one specifically, a really cool one with a celebrity trainer named Eric the Trainer, really cool friend of mine, just an all-around great guy. And basically he's hired in Hollywood whenever they're doing like big movies, like, I'm not going to name names just for NDA's sake, but whenever big actors need to get in shape for specific movies, he has a certain type of training protocol that like really focuses on like getting you looking really good. Because at the end of the day, people go to the gym because you want to look good, right? Like when you say I want to lose weight, I want to build them up, what you're really saying is I want to look good for that, cruise I'm going on with my family, or my class, my class reunion I have to show up for. That's what you're really trying to communicate. So we were working on this really cool fitness philosophy. We were building out this product. And at the time I didn't know what a funnel was. Like, I had no idea. Like, we were trying all this stuff. Like, I wasn't really in marketing at all. I was like wearing a bunch of different hats, but I wasn't doing anything related to marketing. It was more like, operations, product development, things like that. And then when we went to try and sell this thing, like, the people that we had in marketing, they didn't really know marketing either. And like, nothing was working out. Like, we couldn't get anything going. So like, we built this entire product, spent like 9 months on this thing. And like, it wasn't working at all. I got really frustrated one night, and I went home, and, long story short, I basically found this guy named Russell Brunson online. And it was an ad that said weird marketing experiments to increase traffic, conversions, and sales online. And I click on this ad, and I watched this like 90-minute VSL, and I'm watching this VSL, and I'm just addicted now. I'm completely captivated by what this guy had to say. This was like 2015, 2016, like right when ClickFunnels was getting going. And, the reason, to answer your question, Brandon, it was the first thing I found, and it just got me. Like, at the time, like, I might have, right after I heard of it, looked into like Instapage or Lead Pages, but ClickFunnels was like, I wasn't just adopting a marketing software. Like, anyone can build a software, right? Like, at least, and now in today's day and age where AI is going, you're eventually going to be able to rip off someone's software in like a few clicks of a button, right? I invest my time and effort, not just into the software, but also into the person or the team behind the software. And I gotta love the culture. I gotta love the community. And that's something that Russell has built better than anyone, was being able to build a really impressive culture and community. And now it's just copied, right? Like, he was like, to me, he's like the godfather of the funnels. So I just started using ClickFunnels, and basically, since we started using ClickFunnels, we were able to start actually selling online. And that was the choice. It was like the first thing I got into was it. And I was just riding that wave because I saw something in where Russell was going in the team. And this was, again, a decade ago. It just takes some foresight to see like Russell's energy and his passion and like what he created was one of the first of its kind. So it was kind of like the horse I wanted to jump on. And I haven't looked back since.
Yeah. So I think there is something I saw out there about you being the original overnight millionaire.
I've never made $1 million overnight. I mean, we have made, I wish I did $1 million. One day we'll get to that level.
What would you say? What would you say? Because after failing for, I think you had 4 businesses that you failed previously. What would you credit as the one thing that led to that turnaround and from going to failure to having success?
It's just skills. It's all it is. Ambition and skills. I'm not afraid of anyone smarter than me. I think most people inherently have pretty similar IQs. Maybe I'm dumb and stupid on that one. It's ambition, right? The ones you want to be afraid of are people that keep ambition from failed idea to failed idea. So basically the only difference between failing and then finding success eventually is keeping that ambition, like being willing to go into the next thing, completely dumb again and not knowing what you're doing. And then also acquiring skill sets. So taking the skills from the failures. Like success isn't going to teach you as much as a failure will. A failure at least will teach you what you can do, or at least what not to do on the next thing. So eventually after process of elimination, you do so many things you're bad at. You're going to acquire a specific set of skills that you can apply to the next thing. And that will just start refining more and more and more where you will become successful with it. So the only difference of any entrepreneur that tells you that they failed a lot, which is everyone, right? No one's ever hit gold on their first endeavor. And anyone that has, it's full shit. You've failed your face off again and again and again. And if you're willing to go through that rock tumbler, you'll eventually wind up on success, not necessarily because the next thing you're doing is revolutionary. And it's like, oh yeah, of course that's going to be successful, but more so because you kept that same grit and ambition from each failure to eventually something's going to work out for you. And you're taking those skill sets, you're taking that ambition and you're just applying it. So it just comes down to the cliche thing of if you just do not give up on it. And when I mean do not give up, I mean do not give up on entrepreneurship. You can give up on ideas all the time. The greats give up on ideas constantly. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg just canned the metaverse, which was like an $80 billion disaster, right? So like that does like you're allowed to quit on shit, right? And that's totally okay. It's not quitting on entrepreneurship. So if you fail at something or you give up on something that you're working on, but you keep continuing on that path of trying something new, something will stick with you. So that's the difference between the ones that make it and the ones that don't. It's just the ability to be able to be humbled again, start over with the same ambition, applying new sets of skills, you'll eventually find success.
Nice.
Yeah.
So over the time that you've kind of evolved, your personal brand and taking advantage of social media, do you, from what I can find here, you pioneered the Facebook profile funnel at a time, when people were obsessed with expensive ad spend. So you kind of went the organic route. As these platforms start to shift, as you mentioned, Meta just, canned the metaverse and is going pretty much all in on AI. Like, how are you seeing that plus video first content in 2026, the strategies involved with that to still making that personal profile the main lead magnet and the attractive character in someone's business? Yeah,
I mean, like, AI is obviously, everyone can see the writing on the wall. I think with AI, it's not going anywhere. It's not like a fad or a trend that's going to fizzle out. It's big and it's coming, right? I also firmly believe that these massive companies that are so funded and they're going to eventually make it to where the playing field is going to get so leveled. I'm never like the type of person where it's like, you have to like rush to this shit. Like, sure, there's advantages on doing some stuff with it right now, but like, it's going to be so simple every week. It's like, it gets easier and easier and easier. So like my mom could have waited 2 years and in a week she can have the same skill sets as me because that's what they're going to do. So when it comes to AI and like content and with the profile on Facebook is always, to me, not always, I can't say that. I don't want to speak in absolutes. I think for now, it's still going to be a really big thing that people are going to land on because the fundamental way that people use Facebook is not really changing. You go online, you join groups, you post content, everyone's pushing their stuff to make more sales or build their brand. ultimately that profile is still the biggest piece of real estate. So the key is that people still continue to check out your profile, which they do. Like literally every single day, there's traffic happening on that profile. So with the advantages of AI and the ease at creating content and publishing more content, more quality content, and more of a, well, I don't want to say quality with AI, more quantity, let's say, with AI. If anything, it's just going to get more people back to your billboard, to your profile. And from there, you know, you can direct people to all sorts of different offers or whatever it is that you want to do. So I see it being an easier way to drive traffic to your profile or even to your offers in general, just because it's just making everything so much easier. Like AI is simplifying everything. And with Meta implementing it hardcore and every other LLM going crazy with it and all these, you know, new vibe coded startups happening every 7 seconds, right? It's just, everything's just getting a lot easier to do stuff. And I still think fundamentally that the profile on Facebook is still going to be a thing from now and into the foreseeable future. Now, is it always going to be like that? I don't know. It depends on what Meta does, but I mean, it's been like that since Facebook launched essentially in 2004. So you go looking at 22 years now of it, and nothing has really radically changed with how it works. What has changed is how can you get people interested in your stuff? And with the adoption of AI, video content, things like that, I think it's just going to be easier for everyone.
Nice. So what do you, you know, with AI and everything, where do you see the state of the online marketing industry today as opposed to, you know, when you first started over a decade ago? Would you say we're on an upward trend or about the same? What would your state of the online marketing industry say?
Yeah, I mean, you know, marketers typically ruin everything. You know, there's a difference between a marketer and a business owner, right? You'll notice by the ones that jump from idea to idea to idea with new trends and fads, those are like marketers, right? Anything to make a buck, you know, ride the wave of something, get something going. Credit to you, all power to you. That's capitalism, right? Do your thing. But I think, you know, now compared to, you know, a decade ago, obviously it's way more advanced with like the technology of AI. You're just gonna, I think you're gonna move into it. You're gonna get to a point where, you know, all this AI produced content, people are gonna start demanding the human touch again. Now, who knows how long that will last for, but like, you know, the terms that we're coming out with, like AI slop, and I know that was written by Chat GPT, or I know that video was whatever it is. It's like, it's, you know what it is? It's like a cool magic trick. AI, like in its current state, is like a cool magic trick. It's like a knick-knack, like a gadget, but no, like everyone's talking about it. Everyone's doing, you know, cool automations with it, but no one's like really taking it to a level of like, holy crap, that's how you can like really apply it and like really do something great with it. Like even vibe coded software, right? At the end of the day, to me, it's just AI crap. Like, sure, you can make a little tool or a calculator or something, but if you want like a full robust software right now, at least, like you need a dev team behind it to an extent to handle maintenance and things like that. Now, is that going to happen in the future? Like, no, probably with where AI is headed. Yeah, you're probably going to be able to make full enterprise custom solutions, you know, without a tech background. But like, marketers just jump on things. That's just what, you know, what they do. And they exploit them to a point where you just burn it to the ground. I mean, it reminds me of like, you know, it's like before farming happened, you just burn land to the ground and then like move on to the next thing and then burn it to the ground. It's like, that's what happens. Right. And, right now you're starting to see that. It's like every day it's something new, right? Like the amount of people that have automated their Facebook posting, and good for them, but it's like, people are going to wise up and know it's just AI. It's like, it's not your brain on it. It's not your intellect. You literally just prompted Chat GPT or Claude to post on your wall. And that's, again, that's great. But it's like, that's every post now on Facebook where I'm just scrolling over it because I know it's not even your brain. It's a computer that wrote that for you. So we're in an inflection period right now, in my opinion, where like everyone's getting more familiar with it. It has not even close to reach critical mass. You know, marketers are excited for this stuff because it's like, it's geeky, cool stuff that we like to nerd out on every day, you know, you're realizing something new and cool, and it makes you feel, it gives you that dopamine rush and gets you excited. But the world is still way far behind with what, even adopting AI, even using Chat GPT and these LLMs and stuff in a way that you can really have dramatic change. Like, we're still a little bit ways from that, but right now we're in this inflection period, in my opinion, where marketers are just experimenting. They're not really providing a way to fully monetize it. And again, I'm speaking in generalities here. Some people are probably, no, Blake, you're wrong. Like, I'm doing cool, great. But in general, most people are just like posting, like, here's my 5-second video I made with Sora. It's like, okay, that's cool, but it literally does nothing. And that's just what you're seeing right now. Like, but in the future, it's just going to get better and better and better. And that's why I'm always a proponent of, like, I never let fear, a lot of marketers will inject fear, like, get on AI now, get on it now. It's like, you don't really have to freak out about it, because I remember the first like Will Smith video like a year ago of him eating like spaghetti. And then now the things you can do is absolutely insane. I saw like Brad Pitt, and who was that? It was the Brad Pitt versus what's his name from Mission Impossible. Why am I blanking?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. They got in like that little fight. They made it with AI. It was so good, right? And it's like, yeah, like that's just where it's going with stuff. So the state of it now, back to your question, for me to like just shut up and stop rambling, is like, yeah, it's just going to be more. It's going to be these massive giants that invent this tech, give it to us to experiment with it and play with it and provide value in our lives and customer lives. And it's just a really cool tool that we were given by tech giants to use in our businesses to profit from. That's the reality of it. And that's what's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, that's great insights there. And speaking of Will Smith and the spaghetti videos, I can say for every AI video that I try to put out now, even with the tech as advanced as it is and the easy plug and play third-party softwares you just prompt to do it, mine still look like that first video for whatever reason. I can never get them to look right. But I saw the latest one that they did with them, and he started off in the Civil War eating spaghetti, and then he's like fighting a battle, and then at the end he turns into a giant spaghetti monster himself. So it was quite humorous to see the overall evolution of that.
Oh yeah.
But
for another year, you're gonna put one prompt in, and you're gonna have a 10-minute. The only thing it's just cost right now. It's just like it's just the cost of it. You could technically like prompt it right now. They're just not gonna let us do it yet because it's so expensive. But like they just limit to you to like 8 seconds to a minute, right? Eventually, it's gonna be a full-fledged, full feature animated film. You can make a Toy Story with it. We're not that far behind it. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like eventually it's like, you just have to let them get there, and then you can start benefiting from it on a whole new level. Right now, we're all trying to hack the shit out of it, like prompting and getting clever and JSON context profiles to make sure that the voice from one scene sounds like the voice of another scene, and the characteristics of a person from one scene look at the, like, eventually you're not gonna have to do any of that stuff. It's going to be like exactly who you want as a character is going to be from scene to scene, the same voice, the same everything. It just takes a little time to like get to that.
Yeah. With that in mind, what would you say is the biggest skill that someone should be sharpening at this time? What would you say is the biggest skill?
If like, I think there's gonna be a massive opportunity in like acquiring AI skills to teach other people AI. Because if you look at the marketplace right now, and if you look at the total the TAM, so to speak, there's so many people. The vast majority of people don't know anything about AI, right? Like our space, I think, is like on one of the pioneers with it, because that's just like the marketing space and anything online, like they really go for it hardcore, right? But I mean, the amount of people that are about to be that will be impacted by AI, right? And still won't know how to use it. Even if it is as simple as type in this quick prompt, and it might not be prompts anymore. It might be like, ask a simple question, you get exactly what you want, right? I think there's a massive opportunity for anyone who's starting a business or thinking about starting a business, is learning how to teach AI skills or how to implement AI solutions into small businesses or other people interested in learning it as well. Because right now it's so fragmented. I wouldn't even say it's really saturated yet. It might feel highly saturated because we only see this from the lens of the marketing world, but there's so many different ways to take this. And I think there's a massive opportunity by positioning yourself as someone that knows AI to an extent and like can really help small businesses or entrepreneurs implement the systems that they need to grow their business online. Because I don't know anyone really nailing that right now. It just seems so all over the place. But I don't, and maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe there are some people doing it, but I just haven't heard of them. But like being able to go into a business and being like, hey, like here's the first 7 things you need. Let's make a workflow to automate your calendar every day. Just like very clear cut, simple things. If you learn that, I think you could have a massive business in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I can say I'm trying that right now. The third-party gray/white label software that I'm with has all of those tools in it, from AI voice receptionist, reputation management, local SEO is kind of pretty much done for you. And I guess my biggest struggle is trying to translate that to the blue collar person as to why you need this in your business, due to the simple fact is you're out there swinging a hammer when you shouldn't be, and not being able to answer the phone and missing potential big dollar deals. So
exactly.
I mean, if there's anybody out there that can master and sell that, like, you will be selling the picks, the pans, and the shovels in this digital gold rush here.
Yeah, we all know how it is, right? Like every day trying to keep up with AI is like it's insane, right? It almost seems asinine to try and even really stay on top of it, because it's not even every new day. It's like every new minute there's some big hit, right? And it becomes exhausting and overwhelming to constantly stay on top of it all. But like, if the value now is going to be the people being able to teach it, right? It's not the software. Like if anyone's starting a software right now, it's like, dude, you better have something good, because it's about to get that shit's going to get wiped. Like it's so easy to just wipe this stuff. That now, not in terms of copying, right? Anyone can copy software. You could have done that 15 years ago. Big deal. But just of what the capabilities of AI can do, I think the value now is shifting. The opportunity was to create like these software solutions 3-4 years ago, right? Like right now, I would urge anyone, don't even waste your time on a software. Focus more on like the educational component, creating the content or the courses or the trainings that can help other people understand this stuff. Because I feel like the biggest gap in the market right now is what AI is capable of and the very little bit of information that people know on how to really use it. I think there's a massive gap there from what it can do and what people understand about it. And whoever can fill that gap and be that bridge, there's going to be a massive, massive payday for that.
Yeah, I can wholeheartedly agree. I've been in the trenches with Microsoft and Google, and if you've ever been on their support or help documents on the back end, I mean, they read like a PhD dissertation on how to do anything. So if you're able to take that and simplify it and put it in a 10-minute YouTube video to help anybody out, like you got gold right there.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Seems everyone seems to be making AI videos and avatars dancing. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. You just start scrolling right past that stuff. And it's definitely saturated. Awesome. But you have ventured out into the AI world too, with your new software. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, so Rocketeer is an ad software. It didn't start AI. We didn't launch it as AI because AI wasn't where it is then to where it is today. But we basically, as entrepreneurs, we had online products, and we saw it to be very difficult to run ads, right? And I think most people would agree with me that running ads is extremely difficult. And it felt like it was such like an elite skill set reserved for just a few great marketers, right? Like to crack the code on ads seemed almost impossible. And the majority of people fail. They are sick of, they don't know what to write about. They don't know what image to choose. They don't know how to set up a campaign. Once they do that and launch it, they have no idea what any of the data means, if it's making money, if it's losing money. And you get to a point where it's like, am I just spending money into a black hole? And I would say the vast majority of people feel that same way, that it's like ads feel freaking impossible. And we felt the same way. And we started looking into why is it that ads are so complicated? And my business partner and I, when we ran into this problem and we started looking at other companies, we're like, well, what is it? Why is this thing still so complicated? It's like 2025, 2024, whatever. And like these interfaces are horrible. So I remember we started diving into like other successful softwares, like, you know, back in the day, like, you know, I remember my mom and dad being at like the dinner table, like with all their freaking tax paperwork out, the most complicated process, filing taxes. And then like TurboTax comes out, right? And just makes it simple to file taxes. Or like if you're investing online, like, you know, it was this complicated process that not many people knew. There wasn't like this concept of a retail investor. And then Robinhood comes out and anyone can invest online by buying crypto or investing in stocks. And same with legal, like no one knows legal. It's like this, you know, you want to have someone, you want to write an NDA for an employee or a contractor, or you want some type of agreement form when you're bringing on someone or doing a joint venture and you don't know how to do it. But then LegalZoom and Rocket Lawyer come out and make it simple. And it's like, when you look at all these companies that have blown up to be massive, all they've done is taken a very sophisticated thing and made it easy for the majority of people to understand. And when we're like, wow, like the way that TurboTax made taxes simple and the way that Robinhood made investing simple, why has no one made ads simple? It's like the most complicated process. So that's what kind of gave us the idea to like, we can do this. We can go out, take something that's really intricate that no one really not many people understand, right? And simplify the process. And that's what we did. And out of that amazing experience and journey created, you know, really unique software called Rocketeer, where anyone now, you know, I don't care where you are, the software does the majority of the leg lifting for you, and you can actually launch and manage your ads, and you can understand what's happening with your ads. So you're no longer wondering if an ad is doing well. Our software is just going to tell you it's doing well and what to do as a result of it. And then of course, now with AI, you know, we have things even a million times simpler with creating ads, managing ads, all that good stuff. So we don't believe that we were sick and tired of the creative being the bottleneck between your offer and the people that want to buy it. And we want to get rid of that because that shouldn't be a problem anymore, which is the ad itself. Like, is my ad good? How do I make my ad? We don't believe that should any longer be a bottleneck. We believe that your offer should be able to get in the hands of as many people as possible. And we're going to eliminate that because of the frustration that currently exists with advertising by using our software. And that's what we do with Rocketeer.
Nice. Now, I've gone in there and I've seen that there's the Facebook ad platform. Is it just Facebook ad platform, or are there more ad platforms that you're able to use inside of Rocketeer?
It's Facebook and Instagram right now, but it will be everywhere. Like the vision of Rocketeer was, we were already preparing for the metaverse. Like we have like a roadmap through the roof. Like, you know, until Mark canceled it, like you'd have the freaking goggles on and you'd be launching ads through Rocketeer in there. Like if you're at a gas pump one day and while you're pumping gas, the little LED monitor, you want to run an ad on that, we want it to be able to be through Rocketeer. You want an ad in Times Square, you want an ad on a blimp at a football game. I mean, you name a billboard, like you name it. Eventually the vision of it is you come to our software to throw an ad virtually anywhere you want to throw it. We're just starting with Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very nice. Nice.
Now there's some stiff competition out there when it comes to this kind of software. I'm grateful that you gave it away to the Funnel Builder certification folks there for this latest offer, which was an absolutely amazing add-on for it. Biggest competitor I see in this space is Plai, P-L-A-I. How do you see yourself competing with them since they're already in those other spaces, from TikTok to Google to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc.?
Yeah, there's a ton of them, like Play and all the other ones too, whatever. I mean, there's Arc ads. They pop up with AI, like it just flooded with competition. I actually like love that. That gets me most excited. I believe deep down we're better marketers. Like we can market this better than most people. You know, nothing against them. I'm sure they have great softwares and they're gonna have a lot of functionality, a lot of stuff. I think a lot of this comes down to taste. You know, how good is your design and your user experience? And that's one thing I think we do really well. And with the updates we have coming out and the new features to drive really unique results. I think one of the things we excel at is we have good taste with our UI UX, but more importantly, I think we can just sell. Like, we know how to like provide a lot of value and create a lot of demand for something when we start running ads to it. That's been our forte. That's what, that's what's grown our business to 9 figures and or not 9 figures, sorry. On our way to 9 figures in sales is we were businessmen first and then had to learn marketing because we couldn't sell anything when I was younger. I was like, I didn't know how to sell this stuff. Like, we can make really good products, but I suck at selling. I suck at marketing. So like, we had to go acquire that skill set. Like, I think we got pretty good at it. And then now that we know how to build software, we can take that marketing know-how, marry it to the software, which I think we do a pretty good job at. And then I think it's going to give us a competitive advantage at it. At the end of the day, whoever makes the most noise about something, right? And your thing does what it says it's supposed to do, those are the ones who win. You just have to make a big deal. Marketing is just making a big deal about stuff. And if you make a big enough deal about it and it really is good, it will catch fire, right? Like, it's going to have kind of that word of mouth buzz marketing. So the competition is going to continue. I mean, it's going to get more and more and more and more fierce, right? The ones that stand out are the ones that are able to spend more. Like, if you can spend more to acquire those customers, like Russell says, and it's as true as can be, you're ultimately going to win. So if we can do a good job at creating offers around it and market and continue to develop out the software, listening to our customer and really making really unique features that, the competition doesn't have, and with the power of AI, what we can do now, I think we're going to be in a good spot to really compete with, with the who's who.
Yeah.
Nice.
Russell made a video recently, and he's been making a lot more of these about his secrets of persuasion. It's the little darker videos that he's been making, but he really talks about how it's about he never competed with ClickFunnels on features and products, but what he did was he created the mass movement, and he created his his funnel hacker. And now it's just like, you feel dumb not paying $1,000 to go to Funnel Hacking Live, right? We were talking about that early. We were just like, it's like, we're just like, man, I just wonder how much of my money Russell is going to take.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it's good. That's like branding, right? Like, you got to build a tribe. You got to build a lot of people. There's so many components to building a successful company, from a really good, superior product to a bunch of hungry buyers that love the community and the culture you've built, from the branding side and the marketing side, even the internal stuff that goes on, like operations and HR and finding A players to work with you, right? It's never one thing or the other. It's all those things added up. Now, in the beginning, there's certain levers and knobs you can twist and pull that will have more of an impact, right? And really drive results. But eventually that starts leveling out, and everything has to kind of become good with it to support the main thing. So we believe in superior product, right? At the end of the day, I think users now demand really good products. Like, especially with AI, I don't think we're going to be in a world in the future coming up where software is going to be where it's me behind a software. I think it's going to be more of the software does everything it can do without my guidance, and I can just log in here and there and facilitate it. But ultimately, it's going to be more, in my opinion, it's not going to be so much like software plus user. It's just going to be software and user that has the software. But the software could essentially do everything with AI now. Like, you don't even need like a user like behind commanding it all. You can have it, but you're just not going to need that anymore. So we like to stay on the forefront of building really good products. But at the end of the day, a really good product just means it delivers a result. If you can deliver a result, no one cares how shiny your thing is. Although we strive to have really good UI UX, no one cares about that stuff. As long as it can do the thing you claim it can do, and people want that, they're going to stick with you forever. I mean, I was using Craigslist for like the longest time back in college, which was like the worst freaking software ever. Horrible design, didn't matter. And like, you could find roommates on there, people selling stuff. It was basically like, I don't know if you guys remember, it was like the Facebook marketplace, but like
Oh
the
yeah.
dumbed down version of it, right? Everyone loved it. It was the worst thing ever, but it's like it delivered a result people wanted. So at the end of the day, if you're able to do that, and then you can also be good at other stuff like UI, UX, or, you know, a good customer support experience and all that stuff, people are going to stick around for a long time. And if you focus on that first, results driven first, you're going to be in great shape. And that's what we believe in. That's like on top of having the tribe, and you need all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you can have a tribe. If you don't have anything to sell them, it's like, okay, big deal. Like I like to have stuff you can sell them as well.
Yeah. Make an note taken. Have a result, make enough noise, and have a tribe.
Yeah. If you do those
Make
things,
sure you get the result.
if you have a product to sell someone and you have you can create content to start building momentum of people that are interested in it, and then you make a lot of noise around it, those are the three ingredients for a massive success, the start of something, a start of what could be a monster for you. So you do those three things, I think you're in great shape.
Nice. So, you know, during those 10 years, I believe you kind of had a, you know, freelance agency deal. You did some consulting for some Shark Tank contestants there. When did you get that light bulb moment to stop trading your time and start selling the systems for other people to do the work?
Yeah, so we did an agency. We had an agency who first got started. Then the reason we did it is it's honestly, in my opinion, to this day, yeah, even to this day, probably it's like the fastest path to revenue is like selling a skill set. I think you can learn something pretty quick now, especially with AI. I mean, most people right now doing learn skill sets. We've literally caught people on calls like they're using AI to answer our questions as we're asking the questions. Like it's so ridiculous, you know. So it's like, all right, this ain't gonna work, man. It's like we could have done this. So that was the path. I was dead broke when I quit my job. I was dead broke, but I got so obsessed with funnels that I knew I could learn that skill set. I was really early on, right? Like I was like one of the few when funnels first became this new idea, this new opportunity to really dive into it. So I still believe that if you're looking to do something, you're trying to have some traction, just selling a skill, selling your knowledge is pretty equivalent. Now, you know, people could just go to AI, right? But at the end of the day, people kind of still want to, you know, as long as the information has to be codified and organized and delivered. That's why people will continue to buy online courses, in my opinion, because it's structured in a way from someone that's had success to basically give you the recipe of having success. A lot of the problems with AI and stuff is people don't know the questions to ask. So it's like garbage in, garbage out, right? So I still believe that providing some type of service or course is going to be valuable. Now, when we started the agency, it's because I was dead broke, but I knew I had a skill set and I could start helping people out. So that's all we did. We started helping people out. But I remember, I'll never forget it. I got one post on, we were like crushing it. We were doing so well working with clients, helping them set up webinars and book funnels. I mean, you name it, all types of funnels. And then one guy commented on like my Facebook, and God just opened up my eyes. He's like, dude, why are you doing this for other people? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, helping people out. It's like, yeah, but like, if you're so good, you should be doing this for yourself. And I was like, damn, he's right. Like that's the next gradual step, in my opinion. Now, you know, barring, you could build a massive agency way bigger than what we're doing, let's say, and you could be having great success. Like VaynerMedia is an agency and they're freaking doing, you know, millions and millions of dollars, right? But that like kind of stuck with me because I was also at the same time, I was feeling the stress of working with clients. Like they all become your bosses. And I'm like, I signed up for this stuff to basically kind of have that financial freedom and, you know, be able to do what I want when I want and kind of like do things on my own terms. And this was totally the antithesis of that. Like I was answering clients every day. They want to hop on a call. They're panicking because something's not working out. And you just get to a point where it's like, maybe we just do this for ourselves. So I remember we shut down the marketing agency. It was doing well, by the way, too. We shut it down and we just took everything we learned from doing all these different funnels, all these different offers, all these different clients, and we just did it for our own stuff. And that's when we kind of branched out on our own. Now, the agency was fun, but like, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I can only do it for so long. When I first got started, again, if I was just getting started again, I'd probably do it again. Like right now, if I was just getting started online, I'd go teach people how to do AI. but then eventually what would happen is what happened with the agency. I would get tired of it and want to sell my own AI products and things like that. So I remember that specific comment on my Facebook tied to, it was the exact feelings and emotions I was having at the time, was just kind of like, all right, I think we did this stuff. Let's go out on our own and make the next jump to a lily pad and go out on this limb and see if we can do this for ourselves. Let's put our money where our mouth is. If we're teaching people how to do this stuff and we're helping, clients run ads and build funnels, I want to feel like we can do this for us too. So let's try. And then when we did, it exploded and we've been doing it ever since.
Well, how hard is it then for the cobbler to make his own shoes? Because it's one of those things. It feels like it's definitely easier to do it for somebody else than it is for yourself.
Yeah, it's moral hazard, right? It's like we used to raise money when on our first software idea. When you raise use other people's money, it's moral hazard, right? And you are sitting there and it's no stress, right? You're using someone else's money. You're doing stuff for other people. It's a lot less stressful because you're doing something for yourself. You have to put your money where your mouth is, right? You can go say, I'm going to go build a funnel for someone, right? And, in your contract, you could have these crazy, statements and clauses where it's the deliverability is just a funnel. I can't guarantee the funnel is going to convert, so on and so forth, where you can technically do something simple and deliver. And that's what it was. And it's a lot less stress, you're not so much stressed, right? Because it's other people's money. It's not so much risk on your end. You're getting your retainer every month or profit sharing, whatever. And that's great, right? That's awesome. That's a great model. I think a lot of people really enjoy. But doing it for yourself, the difference is the amount, in my opinion, the potential is through the roof of what you can make. And also you get to buy back your time. And those were two really important. Well, the really important thing was not so much the money, it was buying back my time. I wanted my time again. I wanted to not show up on a Tuesday morning because I just didn't care. And I wanted to hang out and watch a movie all day, right? Whatever it was, for whatever reason. And it takes going out on your own to figure it out. And it's harder at first. You have to figure it out. But if you do the agency stuff for a good amount of time, you're going to learn so much. And you could essentially just start making your own stuff the same way you were doing it for other clients and customers.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that too. A lot of people out there listening could be starting out right now. And that's basically what the Funnel Builder Coaching and Certification Program is too, teaching people how to actually start and run an agency. Yep. But there are some things to consider when you are doing that. I think that's why most people will recommend that you just specialize in one funnel for sure. Yeah. Specialize in one funnel, because when you're doing different funnels and people are calling you, it can be.
And that's what's weird about it. That's what, again, if I was starting from scratch, I would do that. I would do I would do the service. I would do the agency. I think it's the best way to get started. And you can either stay in it or you can view it as kind of like a lily pad. You're just getting started and you're on this lily pad and you can jump to the next thing, but it's going to teach you so much, right? It's such a great way to get started online or have your first big win or build something massive from it. But it's your fastest, in my opinion, still your fastest path to victory is providing a service for someone else.
And let on that note, let me ask for, because you've come up in this community, there's a lot of new people. We're sort of the new generation. I think Brandon and I and myself, we're both about 5 years. So we're still younger. Well, yeah, you're our senior in the world of ClickFunnels.
Yeah, you're Uncle Blake.
Right. What is one lesson that you would like to share with anyone out there that's the new generation of funnel hackers and marketers that can help them navigate through the tough times because there will be tough times. What's the one lesson that you would like to share?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, as entrepreneurs, we create our own tough times. It's basically, I'm not even going to point to external economic factors as the reason something's not working. In the worst economic crisis, there's people profiting massive amounts of money. So when it comes to like the tough times you're going to go through, a lot of it is just from the decisions we make. It's the actions or inactions that we do or don't take. And then we wind up in these situations where like nothing is working. And it's not external, it's what we were doing. So one big thing you have to remember is you have to remember why you started. Don't fall in love. Like people say, follow your passion, and that's great and all, but passion doesn't always pay. I'm more of a fan of if you fall in love with solving a big problem, then you're going to have a great opportunity at turning that into something that you can monetize in the future, because passion can only take you so far on something. Like you gotta be passionate about what you do. And like, yeah, to an extent you should, you should have a vision for something, but if you're solving something that's not a problem, right? Like we don't need another payment app. We don't need another Venmo. Okay. You're not solving any problems anymore. Like, but if you fall in love with a big problem and you fall in love with finding a solution for that, like look at Elon Musk. He's literally like, when he was trying to like colonize Mars, or like all the crazy stuff he's doing with, he just discontinued like 2 of the models for Tesla to make room for Optimus in his factories. And he's got the Cyber Cab now launching in Austin and Cali. And then by the end of 2026, it's going to be full driverless self-driving for the Cyber Cab. It's like he's falling in love with solving really big problems. So I think that's the main thing you have to do to get you through the hard times, is first have a big thing you're going after. And then when you do that, it's like the quote of Steve Jobs, like you don't have to be pushed. That vision's going to pull you. So those hard times won't feel as hard if you wake up every day and you're excited to do what you're going to do. It's when you're kind of miserable doing something, or you don't really have a clear path of what you're going after, that hard times seem to amplify way worse, and you just kind of want to throw in the towel. And a lot of times that happens because people like chase all the different shiny objects. We call it chasing butterflies here in the office. Like you'll be working on something, and if you ever notice like a butterfly, how it comes around, you're like, oh, like, and you just like drift off to it. And it's like there's so much noise now in the marketplace, like with AI, or do video or do ads or start an agency or do drop shipping, right? There's just so much noise, right? And all those are great things to do. All those are really good opportunities. You can't get distracted, because what happens is in the beginning when you're getting started is that if your thing you're working on is not working, you're a lot more likely to want to jump ship, and you get really excited for something different, and you just completely get rid of the thing you were working on. And when you find yourself doing that again and again and again, you're not really going to acquire any skills for anything, because you're just quitting on these things too quick. So the main thing I would say is like really find something you're really excited about every single day of doing it, and block out all the noise. Say no to virtually everything and just focus on that one thing. And that's kind of the recipe for how most of these companies have massive success. They're not chasing multiple things. They're the guys that started Slack, built Slack and nothing else. They focused on Slack, right? That's it. Or Monday, or like any other Notion, or any other million softwares or companies. Someone that started a architecture company, right? It's like that's all they do. It's all they focus on. It's all they're trying to build, no matter how hard it gets. If you stick with it, you're going to get some momentum in some direction. So that's the best piece of advice. I wish I had something that was like some secret hack or like loophole. It doesn't exist. It's not how it is. You got to wake up every day, kind of like a psychopath going into this game, and just own it. And it's going to suck, and it's not going to be fun 90% of the time, but eventually you're going to suck a little less every day, and it's going to start becoming more and more fun, and you're going to get good at it. And there's this inverse relationship between something being hard and skill. And as you get more skill, it becomes easier and easier and easier. But in the beginning, it's like working out for the first time. Like going to the gym on day one is hell. It's like, I'm not doing this. This is going to suck. But after 3 months of it, it's like, it's part of you now. It's like, no, I can't wait to go to the gym, right? And that's kind of entrepreneurship. The first beginning phases of it are going to suck, but just go into it knowing that, and eventually you'll get conditioned. And like those hard phases now, they won't even cross your mind anymore. It's just going to be second nature. It's just going to be part of your life now. Like my business partner and I will work on something for literally like 6 months, and then the next day we'll get rid of it because it like just for some reason we canned it. And instead of like thinking about like, oh my gosh, that was 6 months of work, it's just part of our life now that we're just going to get kicked in the mouth with stuff like this, and you're just going to have to move on. And if you do that again and again and again, everything's just, it's going to start working out for you. And that's it. That's the easiest path for me to say is just it's going to suck, and it's going to suck less each day, and you're going to get good and better, and it will eventually work out.
There you go.
That's great advice, because I think so many people have this vision that it's supposed to be easy, and it's like, yeah, it's like they'll say, I'll hear people say, you know what, I've tried everything, and it's like, well, how many times did you try?
I've tried everything.
Five posts.
Exactly. Yeah. The dramatizations by human beings when they want sympathy and play the victim, it's pretty insane. I've tried literally everything. You've done 2 businesses, bro. Like, you didn't try everything. Like, no, I posted for days. You posted for 3 minutes every other day for 4 days only. Like, you're not doing it, right? And it's like, that's the reality of it. If this game was easy, right, we'd all be sipping Mai Tais and pina coladas, and beaches would be so packed right now. They'd be like literally like closed down or off limits, but they're not, because the game is hard and it is tough and it's challenging, like everything else, right? If you're going to come into entrepreneurship and you think you're just going to own the game, it's ignorant. It's borderline insulting to other entrepreneurs. That's like me going into like, a neurosurgeon and being like, back off, I got this, man. Like, I know how to, like, no, I don't know how to operate on someone's brain right now, but eventually, like, I could learn it and get good at it. It's the same thing with anything else. And it's like, entrepreneurship's no different. If anything, this game is harder than everything, because unlike, there's no roadmap, there's no rule book, there's no guidance on this. It's kind of you just in your own head, in your own thoughts, throwing things on the wall, hoping something sticks, right? And something might not stick for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And you literally have to wake up the next day and go, let's keep going. I mean, it is insane to do this. I swear, it's the craziest thing ever.
But we love it.
But we love it. Yeah. We're psychos. We're psychopaths.
Now you're big on the building. I know we're kind of coming up on the hour here, maybe a little bit over. And I mean, you're a builder. We can tell, just based on your story and how passionate you are as building things. But for those that aren't as patient, and I know patience is really the key to anything, building versus buying, where do you kind of fall on that spectrum?
Yeah, I mean, growth. I mean, I view buying as a growth through acquisition. I view buying differently than most. Maybe like, look, in the beginning, when you're probably dead broke, everyone's getting started. It's probably, and you mean buying, like buying your way into something? Is that?
Yeah, just buying a business that I wouldn't say maybe on its last leg, maybe has 2 legs standing, and you go in with the skills that you have to build it up and throw the new coat of paint on it. And
definitely an opportunity. Definitely an opportunity. I think it's situational, right? Like when I got started, I think I can speak for a lot of people. When you first get started, you don't have the skills, you don't have the money. So buying a business is like, you could go raise capital, but you're basically buying into something that you don't even have the skills to operate yourself. So it's kind of like a recipe for disaster, unless you can find the right partners, right? There's different ways to skin this cat on every level. If it's the beginning of something, I would not recommend buying something. Like we could now consider buying stuff, because we could have growth through acquisition. Businesses get to that, right? Eventually you saturate the market so much, right? Your growth strategy now could be growth through acquisitions. You now buy, you have horizontal, vertical, and backwards integration. Okay. And you're buying your customers, you're buying your vendors, or you're buying your competition, right? Those are all growth strategies that someone can implement, right? Way down the road. If you're just getting started though, I would be like 99.999%, basically me trying to say in absolutes, just build something, learn the market, acquire the skill sets, and start that way. Because buying into something, buying a business or whatever, it's probably going to be tough for most when you're getting started, unless you can find the right partners. But then it's like, if you don't bring the money, right, what would you bring to the table? And if it's not the skill set either, you're kind of in a weird situation now where it's like, we don't really need you yet. So I'm more of a fan of building. I think buying is still possible. I wouldn't recommend it, but it just has to be a unique situation, right? Where like it would make, all stars aligned and it made sense. And it can happen, right? I save buying for down the road. Once you can start building a company up, start cash flowing, and everything's kind of, you find a really unique business development angle to grow your company. You could buy something, you could buy a supplier, let's say. Like if I was building houses and we were crushing it all over the country, I might buy, I might even buy lateral. I might buy, like, if I'm building houses, I might buy like a gutter company or a landscaping company, something even similar, right? Or I might buy the supplier of all the wood, right? Whatever it might be. That's when buying makes sense to me, is on a growth perspective. Or if you're like strictly an investor and you're just looking to acquire cash flow entities, that's like a hedge fund, sure, buy your way. But if you're trying to get started online, it's probably not really something most are considering.
Cool.
Nice. All right. We are at the top. And man, I've got more questions, but we will have to end it here, right? Unless you've got any more, Brandon.
Nope, all questions answered, man. It's been a fantastic time with you on here, Blake, and you've given, I mean,
Tons
so
of
many nuggets,
Yeah.
so much value there. This is pretty much a masterclass in itself, from just listening to your journey going to where you're at now to now as a co-founder in a up and coming software that's going to help a lot of marketers deploy their skills and grow local economies. So it's good.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, Brandon. Amazing questions, Mark. Amazing questions as well. I appreciate both you guys having me. It was fun to jam out, and honestly, thanks for having me on the show. It was really cool.
Yeah. Now it's not pitch practice without giving a pitch. So tell us a little bit more about Rocketeer, where they can sign up for a trial if you got it, or how they can follow you.
Yeah. So Rocketeer, again, if you just you missed a little bit about it. We are a online. It's an AI. I don't know what it's called. AI ad software to help you create, launch, and manage your campaigns online. You can go get a free trial at rocketeerads.com, or we do some work with Clickfunnels. We're integrated with them to an extent. They have an offer called the Funnel Builder Certification, or the single product payday. If you buy any of those products, we'll give you 6 months access of it as absolutely free for joining those products. So if you're ready to launch ads, or you're going to be waiting in the future, at some point you're going to want to launch ads, we are dedicated and passionate about building a software to help entrepreneurs from all over the world be able to launch and manage their own ads online with very little effort and very little skill to do so, because the software does it for you. So that's Rocketeer. Get a free trial or join one of those programs, and you will get full unrestricted access to everything we have to offer.
Awesome.
Exciting times. We'll make sure to leave the links down below this video. Thanks so much for your time, Blake. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, and we will see you on the next episode. Remember, let's keep making the world a better place, one funnel at a time. Take care, everybody.